I think that's a lot of putting it on cheeky when there was other people there.
Well, absolutely, there were people there. I mean, there were other people there when the Hindenburg crashed, but you're not going to blame those on the ground now, are you?
I guess not. Okay, so the fifth match on the card was Persephone. Oh, I always say that, Persephone.
You better hope that I don't tell her that you said that. Because
would she be mad?
She is a 100% classy lady.
I was thinking of asking her out.
Well, I mean, if you want to lose a couple of teeth, then that's fine. I'm sure no one would really notice, but I'm just saying that, she kind of dates a higher class.
What are you saying?
Well, I'm saying that she's a little bit out of your league. No, don't take it poorly. I mean, it's not that you're worse. It's just that you're like every other guy. And she needs someone a little bit more above.
My mom always says that I'm better than that.
Then maybe you should ask her out.
That's disgusting. So, Persephone?
Persephone Vice.
Persephone Vice. She defeated Holly Hilton to become the first OCW Women's Champion.
A history maker right there on Saturday. And at our next event on the 29th, I will be presenting her the championship in the middle of the ring. There's going to be bright lights. There's going to be cameras. It's going to be a great moment for us.
We did have a few questions about that, so it's good that you're clearing that up. Where was the women's title?
You know what? I'm having it diamond encrusted right now because, believe me, Persephone demanded that she have 12 diamonds on it instead of 10, and what Persephone wants, Persephone gets.
That has a hidden meaning, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
But I'm not going to tell you because then it would be hidden.
You should be telling us these
then
things.
It's not
this
hidden.
Is for our fans.
I understand that, but they have to work hard to find these things out just like everyone else.
Alright. Sixth match on the card, Taylor defeated JC Manson.
I was really, really surprised that Taylor was able to pull out this victory because, I mean, let's face it, the Sack Daddy tends to know what's best for the wrestling industry. And he really wanted J.C. Manson to be the one holding the gold, but that Taylor, he's just so stubborn that he just wouldn't give up his belt and he wouldn't give up his freedom. You had a sure thing, Taylor. You had a free ride and you gave it away. Well, best of luck to you now because now you've got Sack Daddy and 5 a.m. gunning for you.
I kind of have some good news for you. I don't think it's good news, but remember the segment earlier on the show where CJ Felony came in?
That's right, and we talked a little bit about ambition.
Well, I do have something to show you.
Perfect. What is it?
Roll the clip.
Yeah, that's right. How's that for ambition, Keaton? How's that? That's right.
Very impressive. I mean, hey, let's face it. The guy wants to win, right? And I mean, he's going to increase the odds of him winning that title now because Taylor is definitely not going to be 100% come time to defend that belt against Felony. Well done, Felony. Kudos to you, sir.
Happy, I guess.
Kudos.
I've never really seen you happy. Well, I did, not at Turmoil, but the end of Turmoil. Anyway, I mean, the end of All for Nothing. You were pretty unhappy. We'll get to that. Okay, sorry. Seventh match, CJ Felony defeated James Cash and Chaz Lovely for the #1 contenders.
He's the #1 contender for the Cruiserweight title. Again, showing that ambition that I was talking about. Mm-hmm. And this Mr. James Cash is another guy who obviously has a thicker skull than advertised because he is also now on the 5 a.m. hit list. And believe me, when you're on the hit list of the mob, you're going to be sleeping with the fishes sometime soon, if you get my drift.
I have a feeling you have your hands in their pockets, so to speak.
Absolutely not. Their pants are far too tight for me to put my hands in there.
You checked how tight their pants were.
I'm just saying that we're always, talking about fashion. You know what? That has nothing to do with this show. Let's keep going.
All right, the 8th match, and this one was crazy. The OCW Tag Team Champions, the Barbarians, defeated Tyler Turva and Anthony Darko to retain their titles.
Those two, Anthony Darko and Tyler Turva, impressed me to no end. They're known as the Super Friends. Mm-hmm. Those guys have a bromance like none other. I was very, very impressed with it, to be honest with you. How tight they were, the brotherhood they were showing.
A lot of tightness in this show.
Well, you know one thing I am going to be tight on, and that's the restrictions and restraints that I'm going to be putting on those Barbarians. You know, those two guys are out of control. I can't believe the mayhem they're causing at my shows every single time we perform.
But the fans really like it with all the huss, huss, huss.
You look like an idiot when you do that. And so does everyone else. What kind of sane person does this and goes around shouting like an idiot? I'll tell you what kind of people. People who can't be controlled. And I won't have that on my program. You're going to see some big changes coming for those two in the very near future.
I was at your desk earlier and I saw something that I shouldn't have, and I think people are going to be very excited.
Well, I'll tell you a couple people who aren't going to be excited, and that's the Barbarians. Those two had better learn to follow the straight and narrow from now on, otherwise there's going to be repercussions. And you can guarantee that.
Now, you set up this big next match. I have to say, you were pretty clever in how you set it up.
Pretty clever. Come on now, don't be modest, Phil. It was genius. It was
intellectual.
It was just pure masterful. That's what it was.
Yeah, well, you had Harley Davidson.
Yes.
Go up against his longtime best friend, Jason Cage.
Yes, and I have to admit, as much as I hate those two, they did put on quite a fight. They really left it all out there in the ring. It really turns out they actually do really have a lot of heart regarding their careers. But for one of those guys, Jason Cage, just wasn't enough. And so we had to bid bye-bye to the Daytona Beach bad boy. Now, I will be the first one to shed a tear over the loss of Jason. But we know we have to move on. So let's do that.
For those people who didn't see stuff that happened in the backstage, it was pretty heartbreaking. He left pretty dejected because now he has to retire. It's not his choice. You made him sign it.
Well, I would say I outsmarted him. That's what I do.
But what happened at the end of that match? I kind of remember certain things happening involving you, and what was it? A cake of some sort?
You know what? This whole thing, it's done.
But the cake, did you get it washed out? I kind of see it on your suspenders. Okay, well, I don't think we're going to get them back. There was lots of fun at this last event. You got to come to the next event. It's going to be on May 29th. And I am going to be there. He's going to be there too. I don't even know where he went. But lots of great matches are being scheduled, and I can't really say anything until they're ready. So I'll wait. I have another segment coming up for you guys. Watch the show. Keep watching.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, Harley.
Glad you could be here.
Good job, man.
Hey, Harley. Good match, brother. Good jam. Great.
Time